Real Madrid are reportedly looking to bid for 150 million for Bayern Munich star Michael Olise, as Florentino Perez dreams of his Galactico signing. Also, we're going to talk about Andy Robertson signing officially for Tottenham Hotspur. Could he be the great additional to Tottenham's project? Let's talk about it. Running a website sounds easy until you are dealing with blogs, pages, events, and about 10 different tabs open at the same time. That's why today's episode is sponsored by Odoo. If you are thinking about building your own website, blog, or project, check out Odoo using the link in the description below. If you want to start building your own website or brand online, you can check out Odoo in the description below and get started for yourself. So let's get started. Let's start with the news from Real Madrid, as there's been a lot of news from their regards in the last couple of days, not only in terms of the transfers, also in terms of the elections, where I'm gonna obviously talk about it. But let's start with Real Madrid trying to sign Michael Olise. Reportedly, they're trying to bid 150 million for him, but Bayern Munich, according to reports as well, that they're not gonna sell Michael Olise even for 200 million. Um, I mean, Michael Olise is a fantastic player. He's a fantastic player. We all know, how well he's done for Crystal Palace, how well he's done for Bayern Munich this season in Champions League and Bundesliga. He's a quality player. Talent, skills, quality. He has the personality, of course, because where sometimes sometimes he can be a bit sassy at times, but he's a fantastic player. And I think if Real Madrid sign him, I think it will be a great signing for Real Madrid, considering, you know, Olise with Mbappe, Bellingham, Vinicius, that would be a devastating attack. But at the same time, I mean, I don't think that's what Real Madrid need right now. I don't think they need an attacker. Yeah, because one of their biggest problems is not the attacker. One of the biggest problems is try to fix the defensive problems. Trying to get a great midfielder as well, which is something that's been lacking since Toni Kroos left. And they don't, I don't think they need massively like a change of overhaul in attack. My opinion, one thing they might need to change, they should change, is that Vinicius and Mbappe cannot play each other. Other than that, because of the chemistry and so on. But other than that, I don't think they have like a lack of quality, a lack of squad depth in the attack, because the attack is absolutely fantastic. Maybe they need a backup striker to Mbappe, but other than that, I mean the attack is very, very good. So I don't know why Florentino Perez and Real Madrid would bid 150 million for Michael Olise. And I don't think Real Madrid are going to sign Michael Olise because he's happy at Bayern Munich from what I know. Bayern Munich would not want to sell him. They want to even for 200 million, as rumors said, they're not going to sell him. And also, I don't think Bayern Munich want to repeat the same mistake they did with Toni Kroos, where he left Bayern Munich and joined Real Madrid, and the people above Bayern Munich thought that yeah, it was a good decision because Toni Kroos is not as good as people think. And guess what? He proved he was an absolute amazing player for Real Madrid. So I don't think Bayern Munich will want to repeat the same mistake for Michael Olise as they did to Toni Kroos, like what, 12 years ago. But at the same time, I mean, why? Like, I really don't get, um, I really don't get why people, like, why would they sign him? Like why would they sign him? It's not what they really need at this moment in time. Listen, he's a quality player, and he will add them in attack. But I don't think I don't think the biggest problems of Real Madrid are defensively, and that the connection between Mbappe and Vinicius cannot work together. So I don't know. I don't know. But he's a quality player. He's a quality player. Vinicius, Michael Olise saying for sure he will help Real Madrid a lot in the attack. But I don't think Bayern Munich would sell him because they're trying to win the Champions League. They've got a very good team, fantastic players like Luis Diaz, Michael Olise, Harry Kane, good midfield as well, like Kimmich as well. They're trying. They just need to fix some problems defensively. Other than that, they have a very good team and they can absolutely win the Champions League next season. And of course, not only that you have to sign players to improve your squad, you have to also keep your best players. Because let's be honest, Bayern Munich haven't won a lot of Champions Leagues in the last, let's say, since 2013. They haven't won a lot of Champions Leagues after that, except obviously 2020. But because they've sold players like of Tony Cruz to Real Madrid, Lewandowski, they sold them to Barcelona as well. So that they've had players where they leave the team and gone to the biggest clubs in the world, like Barcelona and Real Madrid. So I don't think Bayern Munich would want to repeat another mistake they did this time. So yeah, and I don't think Real Madrid they're going to sign him really. I mean, because right, yes, people, but yes, players look at Real Madrid and say, oh, this is Real Madrid. Imagine me playing in the Bernabeu in front of those fans. Oh, I wanna. That's like a dream for me. But like Real Madrid right now, let's be honest, they're not in a better state than Paris Saint Germain. They're not in a better state than Bayern Munich. They're not in a better state than Barcelona. I don't think they're even better in a better state than Arsenal as well. So it wouldn't make sense, even though Real Madrid is a big club and everybody wants to play for them. In this moment in time, I don't think I don't think Bayern Munich would sell Michael Olise to Real Madrid because when Cruz left Bayern Munich to join Real Madrid, you kind of understand why because at that time Real Madrid were the European champions, if I'm not mistaken. So and Real Madrid were in a very good state, and they have quality players like Cristiano Ronaldo and so on. But like now, no, no, really. Yes, Real Madrid are a big club; they're the biggest club in the world, but the state they're in right now isn't great. So yeah. And speaking of Real Madrid, let's talk about other news that happening to Real Madrid as obviously the elections are coming up very very quickly. You've got not only the news of Michael Olise, you've got also the news of Enrique Riquelme. Also, quick shout out to Odoo for sponsoring today's episode. I was literally updating the site earlier, and the blog event setup is ridiculously easy to use. Links below if you want to check it out. Anyway, back to the show. Yes, that's the person who's trying to sign. Who's trying to sign a? Basically trying to become a president of Real Madrid, and obviously there's a battle between him and Paris for the elections. To win the elections for becoming the Real Madrid president, and the deadline of the elections is tomorrow. And he said that if he becomes the president, if he wins the elections, Enrique Kelme, that Real Madrid are not only going to sign Erling Haaland, Jurgen Klopp is going to become the coach. Since that, the Erling Haaland camp denied that he would sign for Real Madrid if Enrique Kelme becomes the new president. And Jurgen Klopp agent now denied any chances of the German coach to sign for Real Madrid. Klopp, he said that these stories are just annoying. Klopp is happy, absolutely happy at Red Bull, and he's not planning to return to coaching a club. I mean, we all know Enrique Comey is a person that wants to do everything he can to win the to win the election. So the fact that now we've seen the camp of Erling Haaland, Jurgen Klopp denying those rumors, then tells you everything you need to know that this guy wants just do he wants to say anything that will make him winning the elections, no matter if it's true or not true. So yeah, I think what uh, I think if you look at the elections between Enrique Kelman and Florentino Perez, I mean Florentino Perez surely he will win. I mean, he's got the backing of the Real Madrid, people above. He's got backing of most Real Madrid legends as well. The fans, some are split in Enrique Riquelme, some fans are split in Florentino Perez, but I think would want for within the who are people who are associated with Real Madrid, they would want Paris to stay, because even though Perez is, sometimes he does some wrong things where, obviously he's complaining about the Negreira case and this and that, and sending and he's busy, sending a 500-page report to UEFA for on the Negreira case and all this kind of nonsense. He's a fantastic president, and he's been good at what he does for the last since he's been the president. I think since 2000 or 2000. He was the president first time since 2000, and the second time he was back as president was in 2009, if I'm not mistaken. So, and in those two stints, he was amazing as a president. Amazing, bringing big players to Real Madrid, Kaká, Ronaldo, Benzema, Mbappe, and so on, signing the Galacticos, Figo. He said that he would sign Figo from Barcelona, and he did. And they've won a lot of titles, Real Madrid. Right now, if you look at the last 2 years, he hasn't done a good job in making Real Madrid better as a team, in terms of, not giving what the coach wants in terms of transfers. I remember, Carlo Ancelotti once asked to sign Harry Kane, and Florentino Perez said, no, I want to sign Mbappe. So, this kind of mistakes that sometimes he makes, but at the same time, the fact that right now he according to a lot of rumors, he gives the power to Jose Mourinho, and he also will it gives the power to Jose Mourinho, and he even said in an interview yesterday or 2 days ago that Jose Mourinho, what do you think of? A reporter asked him, what do you think of Jose Mourinho benching a star, and he said, I trust him. So, and it's unusual to see from for Perez, because sometimes we see Perez like to, interfere of, managerial choices, and we saw with Xabi Alonso, Vinicius, we saw with sometimes with Ancelotti and so on. So the fact that he's giving, kind of a at least a control in something for Jose Mourinho, I mean, that's telling. But maybe it's the aura of Jose Mourinho, isn't it? But no, seriously, I mean, I think it's right. Actually he's doing the right thing. Finally, that he's not interfering in the coaching changes. Finally, that's good to see, Florentino. So yeah, but with Enrique Comey, that guy, I mean, I'm not convinced that he's gonna win the elections, and that he's gonna do a great job if he becomes the Real Madrid president, because you know with the promises that he's been making and so on, a lot of those people, agents and camps, denying very quickly. It's not like those players or managers or the people associated with Klopp and Holland took them like a week to deny it. No, just like that, straight away. As long as he said that, no, we deny this. So as much as people will say, will criticize Perez and say, oh, but he hasn't done a good job to make the club better, a team better in the last 2 3 years. He has a track record of making Real Madrid a very successful club. Was Enrique Riquelme? He's been making promises, 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 and those people have denied it. And let's be honest, he's saying those things to win the elections. Not That's it, nothing else. He only cares about winning the elections. He doesn't care about actually delivering, actually doing the talking. Yeah, you might talk. It's easy to talk, but you have to prove the talk that is right. And Florentino has a track record of proving that talk is right with signing Figo, whereas Enrique Riquelme right now hasn't done it yet. So yeah. Um, Now let's move on to finally Andy Robertson signing for Tottenham Hotspur. Uh, I mean, like I said before, it's now officially confirmed. I mean, like I said, he's a good signing for Tottenham for what they need right now. They do need experience. They do need someone who's been there, done it, who's won a lot of, the big trophies like Robertson has done at Liverpool. He's a very experienced player, Robertson. He's been there, done it with Liverpool. He's going to play, his first World Cup with Scotland as well. So what Tottenham need right now is experience and someone that will help them, and in the short term. But at the same time, is he the guy that what they need right now for the future? Is Robertson gonna he might be a very good player for Tottenham, but in the short term, most likely not in the long term. Is he the guy that what Tottenham needs right now, needs for the long term? I don't think so. I don't think so. But for sure, he can help Tottenham in the short term. That's for sure. So it's a good signing for Tottenham for Robertson, because it's a short term. He's a fantastic player. He's a very experienced player, but he's getting older. He's not the same as he used to be before. So in the long term, it's risky, but in short term, for sure, it will help Tottenham. Now let's move on to Formula One practice, Monaco.